Hattiesburg, I'm your host, Emily Blue, here to bring you the latest stories as well as weather updates and all things Southern Miss sports. And we do have a very special guest today. Joining me will be Benaria Williams over the Fieldhouse for the Homeless, so be sure to stick around and hear what she has to say. The segment today is very jam-packed, so let's jump right in. But first, a message from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hi, my name is Lillian Scott from the USM School of Media and Communication. Join us live Thursday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. for a News You Need live event. Presidential Election News, a Survival's Guide. A guest panel and I will wade through the muck and mire of modern electioneering and provide tips on how you can remain informed without being a victim of nefarious misinformation. The event is in Stout Hall on USM campus, but will also be broadcasted live on WUSM and streamed on the Southern Miss Student Media YouTube page. Presidential Election News, a Survival's Guide, a News You Need live event, Thursday, February 22nd in Stout Hall at 6 p.m. Come out and join us.
Welcome back, everyone, and happy Tuesday. In USM campus news, the USM baseball team made a visit to the DuBard School for Children with Learning Disorders last Monday, February 12th. The school is located on campus near Asbury Hall. The athletes signed posters and memorabilia for the students at the DuBard School. Many of the Eagles sports teams visit the school, and the children are delighted over the experience. On another note, the first concert of the University of Southern Mississippi Symphony Orchestra for the spring semester will feature stops in Madrid and Rome. The season-long voyage will begin Thursday, February 22nd at 7:30 p.m. in the Bennett Auditorium on the Hattiesburg campus. Dr. Michael Miles leads the esteemed orchestra in a program that also features the internationally renowned flutist Andrea Olivia and the student winners of the William T. Gower Concerto Competition. Tickets are available at the usm.edu/symphony and through Eventbrite. The USM School of Performing and Visual Arts Revelry has some events this week. On Wednesday, February 21st, the Voices of Freedom Summer will be spoken aloud at 8 a.m. in the George Hurst Building. An unrehearsed Shakespeare Q&A, an example of work with Bill Kinnesadad, will be at 4:15 p.m. in the Woods Theater. Meanwhile, in Hattiesburg news, the Pine Belt Black Business Expo was held this past Sunday and allowed for local business owners to mix and mingle. The expo was held at Tuesday's Restaurant located here in Hattiesburg and began with informational sessions. This is the 8th annual Pine Belt Black Business Expo, and the participants hope that the tradition will continue. In Mississippi news, drought conditions are improving in central Mississippi, but farmers worry that it won't be enough. The past few years have brought cold winters and extreme heat on top of a drought. Farmers hope that the rain in the forecast, as well as La Niña fading into El Niño, should help the growing conditions. And lastly, in other news, William Bryan launched Hendricks Motorsports' 40th anniversary season by snapping the team's 9-year Daytona 500 losing streak with his victory on Monday after the rain had postponed what was deemed the Great American Race. The 9th Daytona 500 win for Hendrick Motorsports tied the team with Petty Enterprises for the most in NASCAR history. That's it for the news segment on Southern Miss Today. Next, we will have the latest in Golden Eagle sports and the weather. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hi, my name is Lillian Scott from the USM School of Media and Communication. Join us live Thursday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. for a News You Need live event. Presidential Election News, a Survival's Guide. A guest panel and I will wade through the muck and mire of modern electioneering and provide tips on how you can remain informed without being a victim of nefarious misinformation. The event is in Stout Hall on USM campus, but will also be broadcasted live on WUSM and streamed on the Southern Miss Student Media YouTube page. Presidential Election News, A Survival's Guide, a news you need live event, Thursday, February 22nd in Stout Hall at 6 p.m. Come out and join us.
Welcome back, everyone. Diving into the Eagle Sports segment. USM Baseball's Carson Pateau hit a two-run homer in Southern Miss, scored 5 runs late to defeat the Air Force 7-5 in a rare Monday afternoon game at Pete Taylor Park, otherwise known as the Hill Denson Field. In the Saturday baseball game, Ozzie Pratt and Nick Monisser each drove a pair of runs, and Billy Odham threw 6 strong innings as Southern Miss defeated Marist 10-5 for the second straight day Saturday evening at Pete Taylor Hill Denson Field. Nico Mazza and Colby Allen combined allowed 1 unearned run as Southern Miss opened the Christian Ostrander era with a 4-1 victory over Marist Friday evening in front of a Pete Taylor opening day record crowd of 5,272. As for the weather today, there's a high of 67 and a low of 36, and light rain showers are to be expected, so keep that umbrella or rain jacket close by. But otherwise, it's fairly sunny outside today. Up next, we have the Mississippi Moments brought to you by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. As a Mennonite farmer, Stanley Giesbrecht had never considered becoming a teacher. Then his preacher picked him for an opening at the South Haven Mennonite School.
A member of the school board pulled me aside after church one evening and asked me, had I ever thought about teaching? And I said I did not feel like, for one thing, that I had the spiritual strength that it would require to be a successful and a good teacher. He accepted that. 4 weeks later, it was springtime. As I was working in the field, I saw our pastor's old truck coming down the road. I was proceeding through the field, coming up towards the shop, and he came on the yard and parked there. And we sat there in the shop on a couple of old oil buckets, and he asked about my feelings and convictions about teaching. And of course, I had a number of objections that I threw to him, and it was just like he was sitting there with a baseball bat, and as I threw one with him, he would swing that bat and knock it to the ground. I'd throw him another one, and he'd swing and knock it to the ground. And pretty soon I was out of objections. And I said, I will accept that job to teach the 7th and 8th grade in South Haven Mennonite School.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
That was the Mississippi Moment for today. Coming up after a word from our sponsors, we will have the pleasure of hearing from Benaria Williams about the Fieldhouse for the Homeless. So stick with us.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mr. Sippy Beverages. Mr. Sippy Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mr. Sippy Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mr. Sippy Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hi, my name is Lillian Scott from the USM School of Media and Communication. Join us live Thursday, February 22nd at 6 p.m. for a News You Need live event. Presidential Election News, A Survival's Guide. A guest panel and I will wade through the muck and mire of modern electioneering and provide tips on how you can remain informed without being a victim of nefarious misinformation. The event is in Stout Hall on USM campus, but will also be broadcasted live on WUSM and streamed on the Southern Miss Student Media YouTube page. Presidential Election News, A Survival's Guide, a news you need live event, Thursday, February 22nd in Stout Hall at 6 p.m. Come out and join us.
Now let's please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Benaria Williams. Hey Benaria, so nice to have you joining me here today.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I am super excited to be here, so thanks again to USM Radio.
Of course, we're so glad to have you here. So, as many know, there are people who are homeless who have fallen hard on times and need a little help in our community. Can you just tell everyone about what the Field House for Homeless is and the vision of the organization?
Yes. Okay. So, for those who don't know, the Field House for the Homeless is a homeless shelter. So, we do house men and women and also two children because we get that question a lot. Can people bring children? Yes, they can. And then just a little bit about us, like our mission. Our goal is to extend a helping hand to those who are in need. So, like you said, for those who are falling on hard times, who don't have a place to stay, need immediate needs, Field House is the place to come.
So, if there's someone in need, like where can they find the Field House for the Homeless and what are the hours of operation?
Yeah, so we have two locations. So we have our men's shelter and then we have our women's shelter. Our women's shelter is called the Lofton Place, so maybe some of y'all have heard of it. But our main shelter is on US Highway 49. So that address is 5712 US Highway 49. You can find us there. We are right on the corner where the William Carey sign is. So you can see us there. So our hours of operation is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And throughout the day, we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if people need to come there, men, children, and women can come during the day.
So, many homeless people need more than just like the basic needs. What type of support do y'all offer?
Yeah, so just besides like the basic things like food, shelter, clothing, and things like that, we also provide helping people to get their IDs, documents, and then also to helping them to get jobs and really just back on their feet. People don't realize this, and I would say like even before I started like working there, I didn't realize this, that the first thing that you need when you're wanting to get a job, because most people are like, oh, they're homeless, they can just get a job. But sometimes you can't just do that because you don't have an ID or you don't have your social security card or you don't have your birth certificate, because you need those things to get a job. So we help to go ahead and get those things while also to trying to figure out the immediate need and support them in that way.
So, what's your position in the Field House operations? I know you mentioned you work there and everything, but like what is something that you do in specifics?
Yeah, so I'm the outreach director. So I reach out to the community, hoping that people will come to volunteer. Also, too, I'm there and I do a little bit of case management. So whenever a client comes in, we're trying to figure out like what's the immediate thing that they need, connecting them to resources in the community. So I'm the person, like the liaison, the middle person.
Yes.
They come in, they see me, they tell me what's going on. And then I reach out to the community and see where can I go or who can I reach out to get them the help that they need.
So you had mentioned like you're in your position that you are looking for volunteers. That's one of the things you do. So if somebody you say wanted to volunteer to help or support, like what would they do to go about doing it?
Yes, so we are always needing volunteers. We need people who have the heart to want to love on the homeless community. And they can go to fieldhouseforthehomeless.com. And there they can fill out a form to volunteer, and it'll have the different areas that they can volunteer at. They'll choose that area, and then someone will get in contact with them. 9 times out of 10 is going to be me, so yeah.
So I know that some people don't have the time commitment that they to be able to volunteer, but is there things that people can donate and like, or can they donate things to the organization?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's I always tell people this. There's 3 ways that you can donate. You can donate your time, you can donate your money, or you can donate as as in a group. I'll say like that, in a group. But if you don't have the time, then you can definitely donate monetarily. That's the reason. That's how the Field House really sustains itself, on donations from people like us. And then if they don't want to do that, then they can also donate items. So we always need hygiene products. We always need things like toilet tissue, cleaning supplies, clothes, socks, shoes, things of that nature. And then also people don't think about this, but beauty products. Sometimes women come in and they just want a little mascara, they want some lip gloss or something like that. People still want to feel dignified, even if they don't have. So things like that.
And so can people donate money through like your website, or is it have to be like a check sent to the place?
Yeah, so they can go onto the website. They can donate there. I know a lot of people like to donate online because they feel safer. And then also, too, we do take check donations as well. So you can write that out to Fieldhouse Inc. And then if you want to do a cash donation, then that would be something that if you call and talk to one of the directors, then you can do a cash donation as well.
So I saw that on y'all's socials that you love to hold events and participate in the community. Are there any upcoming events for others to attend?
Yes, so I'm glad you asked that because we are definitely going to need all hands on deck. So in April, we're going to have an event where we're going to be planting flowers and really beautifying our space. We want to plant some seeds for some peppers and some apple trees and things like that. So if y'all want to come out, then we will be posting a flyer on our Facebook, and then we'll also send it out to USM and you can catch it there. But yeah, April showers bring May flowers, so we're definitely excited for that. So come out for that.
That's so cute. Are there any other events that y'all hold like annually, or is it just kind of sporadic as time goes?
Yeah, so we usually try to go by the need, but we do know that every single year for the winter, we're always preparing. So one of our events that we do in the winter time is a coat drive. So we make sure that we share that people can bring their coats, blankets, and things like that to prepare for the winter, and then they can come to the field house and give those out.
So because there's strength in numbers, sometimes other organizations come together and help each other through local events. So if I wanted to do a collaboration with Fieldhouse, like how would I go about doing that?
Yeah, so how I was mentioning, I'm usually like the liaison that connects like the community and the field house together. So if you want to, you can reach out to me and we can sit down, discuss like y'all's goals and what you want to do, and then we'll see like how we can fit that in. 9 times out of 10, we don't ever say no. We always try to make it fit because we really believe in just like community support, organization support. So we always try to make it work. So yeah.
So on like a more personal note, so how does it feel to see the people that you've helped like grow and thrive in society now?
I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't want to cry, but I will say that it's really rewarding. It's really rewarding whenever you see someone coming in one way and they leave with a whole different perspective. They come in like with nothing and they leave with so much more than they came in. And we know that it's not us. We know that it's God. We know that it's their determination. We know that it's our community that's pushing them and supporting them. But there have been so many examples I can go on and tell you. We've had people who have come who are celebrity, like people who of status, people you would never think would fall on hard times, and they come to the field house and they leave and they are able to go back and do what they were called to do. It's beautiful.
That's awesome. I know I've done a couple service projects back home, and it's always so rewarding to see just seeing the way that you can make an impact on people because you don't realize it because you are not in their shoes. So on your website, it states that Fieldhouse believes in making homelessness a season of life and not a way of life. So do you have any stories that you feel comfortable sharing about those who have been affected by Fieldhouse?
Yeah, so I'll share this story about this young man who he's a professional football player now, but he came in, he fell on hard times, and just sometimes it's just you get caught up in the wrong crowd, or it takes 1 second really truly for your life to change just immediately like that. He came in, we helped him. He only stayed for probably a couple of months. And within that month, he had the determination. He said that I do not want to live like this. I don't want this to be my life. And after a couple of months, we got him his ID. We got all of his identification back. We were able to connect him to mental health services. And then he left. And then a couple years later, we're like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh, is that such and such? And we see that he's now in the NFL. So we
That's
definitely
awesome.
appreciate, yes, and he still gives back now. So we definitely appreciate him and his support. And it's stories like that keep you going. We've had professional artists, people who paint, come in, and like I said, they fall into a situation. Sometimes it's not even substance use. Sometimes it's just that they literally just got fired from a job, and a month later they had nowhere to go because they got evicted, and now they're homeless. And a lot of people, when they see homeless people, they're like, oh, it's drugs or it's alcohol, and that's not always the case. Sometimes it's domestic abuse. So it's just things like that. So I think that it's important to really see and know that it's not just one thing. Homelessness it affects people differently, and people come into that situation on different circumstances.
So it's very apparent that y'all have affected so many lives. And for those who are listening and want to be able to join you in affecting others like this, how can y'all be contacted, or is there a preferred method of communication?
Yeah, so you can, if you can reach out to us on social media. We try to look at our DMs. You can also email us at fieldhouseforhomeless@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and you can click on the contact us, and it'll send us a message through there. But yeah, it definitely takes a village. It's not just us. We have a team that's moving and rocking. And if you want to be a part of that team, come join us. We need the people. We need it.
Well, thank you so much, Benaria, for joining me here and telling us about Field House. It's very, very amazing what y'all have done. Just listening to those stories, it's really nice to hear.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Of course. So coming up next, we have a news wrap.
Hey Golden Eagles, my name is Kennedy Drake, and I'm here with the Community Calendar, where we gather information from around campus and within the community near you in Hattiesburg. The theater department will be performing The Seagull, or How to Eat It by Gab Reisman on February 23rd at 7:30 p.m. in Gilbert F. Hartwig Theater. There are several other showtimes if you cannot attend this one. Visit the website on screen for more information. Prepare to groove to the beat of the City of Hattiesburg Big Band. Stop by on February 24th at Marsh Auditorium at 3 p.m. for an afternoon brimming with the rich, soulful melodies of jazz. Don't let the chance slip by to indulge in timeless classics and contemporary favorites delivered by a group of skilled musicians. Join the Noon Book Club on February 28th at 12 p.m. on the second floor of the Library of Hattiesburg. The club will discuss Remarkably Bright Creatures, a charming, witty, and compulsively readable exploration of friendship, reckoning, and hope. Copies of this month's book are available at the library circulation desk. New members are always welcomed and snacks will be provided. For any questions, email the group leader with the email provided on screen. An adult spelling bee will take place February 29th at 7 p.m. in Sajner Theater. This is the perfect event to learn new words to enhance vocabulary, witness excellent public speaking skills, and observe how spelling professionals thrive under pressure. Get your tickets at the website www.allevents.in. If you have an event you would like for us to promote, send it to sm2news@usm.edu. This is just one way we thank our community for watching Southern Miss TV and supporting us here at Southern Miss Student Media Center. Visit our website, sm2media.com, to keep up with all of our news. Signing out, I'm Kennedy Drake, and this has been your Community Calendar. Stay blessed.
Thank you so much for tuning into Southern Miss Today here on Southern Miss Radio. A big thank you to the wonderful crew who keeps this program running. Our engineer, Darius McCrimmon, Alina Pitletsky, our live stream producer, Annalie Johnson, our producer, Oara Adet, the executive producer, the program director, Shania Williams, our GM, Dr. Wilbur Martin, and me, your host, Emily Blue. And that wraps it up for today. Remember, soar high to the sky, fly eagle fly.